Hello, real estate agents. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to my weekly show, Ask Ricky Live. I'm your coach, Ricky Caruth, and it's my job to inspire and motivate you to be a better agent. I'm a real estate agent myself since 2002, and over the last 3.5 years, I've sold over 100 properties per year, and so far this year, I've made $100,000 per month, every month, as a single agent with just one assistant. So I feel so blessed and fortunate to be able to share what's working for me in my business and what I've learned over the years with you guys, so that you can in turn choose to maybe implement it if you think it'll work for you in your business, and see if that works for you. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is how it works. You'll just comment below with your phone number, and I'll call you into the show, and you can ask me anything you want about your real estate business, my real estate business, or anything of that nature that I can help you with. If you're watching this on a replay on Facebook or YouTube, and you want to watch it live, you can join the Facebook group right here. Facebook.com/groups/Diamond Agents. So, anyway, guys, I'm real happy to be here today. I've had a humongous week. It's been super busy for me. To tell you the truth, I really can't tell you how many listings I got, how many offers I did, how many offers I'm negotiating right this second. It's been really busy, so it's just kind of a blur to me. But that's how I like it. I've worked really hard to get here, and I've compiled so many clients over the years, and I'm a master at maintaining the relationships forever. And I've just grown my business so much that at this point it's just a blur to me. So I just wake up every day, and my mission is to help people buy and sell properties. I have a list of everything I need to do to be the most productive, and that's what I do all day long. So I wanted to mention my book. If you haven't got it yet, Zero to Diamond, Become a $1 Million Real Estate Agent. It's on Amazon. I got the second book on the way. Let's see who we got with us here. Hope you guys are having an awesome week. On Amazon. Hey, what's up, Joey? Dusty. I can't tell exactly who all is watching, but yeah, just comment with your phone number below. I'll call you into the show, and hey, Carol. And you guys can ask me any question you want. What's up, Denise? So anyway, while you guys are going to think about a question and post your phone number, I was going to show you guys some pictures that I posted this week on social media. This is a picture I took out the backside of a condo called Caribe, looking at Robinson Island in the bay. And there's this huge sailboat that you can pay to take a ride on. It's called Wild Hearts. And this was just a picture I took, and I posted it on my Facebook. I went and previewed a condo for some clients that are thinking about buying it. And so I snapped this picture. It was from Phoenix 10, which sits right on the Alabama-Florida state line. It's in Alabama, but it's right on the line. So you see the little Phoenix little symbol in the pool, and the beach is just right there. So I took that little shot. I also posted this. I was helping some clients. I call all my clients friends because that's what they are to me. When a client actually becomes part of my family, my extended family. So I was helping them buy a Caribe. We were looking at a bunch of Caribe units that day. This is just to give you an idea of something I post in regards to my listings. I posted this about one of my listings, and I threw some hashtags in there, and just kind of shared the information right off MLS. So I do a lot of that. So on my social media, I'm posting pictures, and then I'm posting my listings, and then I'll post articles and all kinds of stuff. So absolutely, it's so much fun to just post and document all the things that you're doing. When you're showing property or writing contracts or going to listing appointments and stuff like that, document everything you do via social media. Do 3 posts a day at least. It's an awesome way to show people that you're working, right? When people see your Facebook and they see all the posts, they say, man, this person is really working. And so it's just kind of a testament to you and your work ethic. Also, just a keynote for what I do with social media, I never really say you should buy this or it's time to buy or, you should sell right now. I never say anything about, I never really try to come across as I'm pressuring anybody to do anything. That's not the point of my social media posts or even my business in general. Everything is so low pressure for me. I just post what I'm doing. And, I document what I'm doing to show people what I'm doing and how hard I'm working and how much they can trust me and depend on me, and stuff of that nature. So it's a lot of fun to do it that way. It's not a lot of fun when you're constantly feel like you have to pressure people into doing stuff that, actually turns on you and actually is a turnoff, for people to you, and you end up losing business that way. So take cool pictures. Document what you're doing, share your listings, do cool things like that just to show people you're there. Even if you feel like nobody's looking at it, go ahead and start doing it because you will build your fan base up. And sooner or later, people are going to look back and try to see what you've been doing for a while. They're going to scroll through, 6 months worth and see what all you've been up to. So that's just a tidbit for me as far as from the social media standpoint. Guys, I see there's several people watching now. How this works is you're going to comment below with your phone number. I'm going to call you into the show and you're going to ask me anything you want. So that's kind of how we're going to do it moving forward. And we did it last week. It went really well. So Denise, I see you have a question. Comment with your phone number and I'll give you a ring and we'll talk about it. So while I'm waiting on some phone numbers to come in, I did want to move forward and share with you guys the most important 2 ideas that I learned as a new agent. My very first broker at Exit Realty in Gulf Shores, Tom Stanton, he taught me these 2 things. It is 2 ideas that I'll never forget and has really been a catalyst for me in my business from day one. It's 2 ideas that I live by now, still, and will always live by. So the first idea that he shared with me was, he introduced me to the phrase, you have to list to last, which I know everybody has already heard that before. It's nothing new. But I would just like to reiterate it here because this was one of the 2 things that I learned in the very beginning of my career, and it's still true today, right? The second thing was that when a prospect tells you no, that doesn't mean no. That means not right now. So my very first broker explained that to me, and it took it a second for me, but it finally clicked, because I was making all these cold calls and I was working so hard trying to make, create transactions, and I was getting all these no's from everybody, and I felt rejection and I felt rejected. And then it clicked at some point, and I realized that, and even the people that were telling me no weren't telling me no in a very harsh way. They just weren't ready right then, So it wasn't that they were telling me no, never. They were just saying no, not right now. But please stay in touch with me until I do get ready to do something. And so those are the 2 things that really stuck with me from the beginning of my career when I was a new agent with my first broker in Gulf Shores. And he taught me that, and it stuck with me. So I wanted to share it with you today. The first two things I learned in real estate that really meant something, and it was you have to list to last, and that no doesn't mean no. Guys, please comment with your phone number, and we'll get you on the show, please. So let's talk about list to last for just a second. You know, being a listing agent, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that you just go after listings and that you don't care about buyers and so on and so forth. You know, a listing agent is really, deep down, all a listing agent is a very high producer who has realized that listings are actually time multipliers. Listings multiply your time and allow you to go do other things while that deal is still going on. Right? So as soon as a top producer realizes that when you get a listing, it multiplies your time, and they realize how amazing that concept is, and that when you get a listing, all the other agents in the whole area are trying to help you sell it, and that you can go take that time and go get more listings while all the other agents are trying to sell your current listing. Top producers see that, and they go all in with that concept, and they say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to concentrate on. This is what I'm going to focus on, are getting listings. All of my efforts are going to go towards getting listings. So that's what they do. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't take any buyers. Buyers are a very important part of the equation of being a top producer. This year, like I said, I've sold 46 properties this year, closed. $100,000 in gross commissions earned per month. And this year is my biggest percentage of buyers. I'm at about 33% of my deals are buyers this year, which is big for me because normally it's about 20%. Now, why is that? Well, it's because of a lot of things. One is inventory is so low. We have 3.5 months of inventory in my area, which is super low for our area. It's insanely low. So the fact that we have such a low inventory is one factor. Okay. Another factor is the fact that I have so many past clients that are coming back to me wanting to buy right now for whatever reason. So that'll always come in waves, and you just take it as it comes, right? So also a really important fact for me, and an interesting fact for me is that I always carry 50 to 60 listings at all times. And inventory has shrunk. It's way down from last year. We're down like 30 or 40% of our inventory from what it was this time last year. But I still have 50 to 60 listings, right? I'm still maintaining 50 to 60 listings in an environment of market where inventory is still shrinking. How am I doing that? Well, this is how. It's the fact that I'm always getting better. Every single day I'm trying to learn something new. I'm trying to implement something new into my business that's going to help me create more business and find more people to create relationships with that are in my niche market. I'm always trying to take it up to the next step, the next level, and I work so hard every day. And it's fun to me. People always try to ask me about why I work so hard and you know, that I could do different things, you know, and that I make enough money. I don't have to work so hard. But the fact is, I love what I do. And when you love what you do, it's not a job. It's not work. It's a hobby in a sense. I really feel like real estate is a hobby to me that I just get such a euphoric feeling from helping other people buy and sell property and figuring out ways to better myself to where I can help even more people. It's just the way I was programmed when I was born. It's just what I love to do. And to be honest with you, I love what I'm doing here with you guys. I love helping people reach new levels in whatever they're trying to reach. If it's a buyer trying to buy or a seller trying to sell, I get such an awesome feeling from helping that person do that. If it's a real estate agent wanting to take their business to the next level, and I can help them do that by sharing what I've learned through my long career and a successful career, and it can help them, I get a great feeling off that. So I love what I'm doing. I'm always doing what I want to do, which for the most part is just helping others, right? So speaking of no means not right now, I wanted to share a quick video. I have Carol that wants me to give her a call, and so I'm going to give her a call in just 1 second after this video. But this video is about overcoming fear and realizing that on the other side of fear are the greatest joys in life. So I hope you enjoy this.
Oh, yeah, and you go, yeah, and everybody goes, yeah. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane, and you can't figure out why you would do that. You wake up the next day and you go, down, and you say where you were going to meet, and everybody's there. So you get in the van and your stomach is terrible. You can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So you fly and you go up, you go up, you go up, you go up to 14,000 feet, and somebody opens the door, and in that moment you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. And you're standing and your toes are on the edge and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on 3. And they say, 1, 2, and he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3. And you go, "Arr!" And you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying. There's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. The lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life.
So I hope you guys got something out of that, because when I watched that, it just kind of blew me away, because it made me realize that the things that you fear the most are the exact things that you need to be aiming towards. That's what you need to be going for, is the things that scare you the most, because that's where the greatest joys in life are. So that really hit home with me. I wanted to share it with you. It was just a 2-minute video, so I thought it was good. So I'm going to get a caller on here, Miss Carol, and we're going to see what question she has for me. So give me just a second. Hey, Carol, how are you?
Doing fine. How about you?
Doing fine. Doing real good. How is it over there in Hawaii?
It is raining today, so I love it.
Oh, okay. Does it rain a whole lot over there?
Well, we're pretty green, so we get a fair amount. A lot of it seems to happen at night.
Yeah.
But, here and there we get a good amount of rain.
Yeah. It's gorgeous here. It's like 80 degrees, and I mean, it's actually a little hot for me, but it's pretty. It's gorgeous. So very blessed. So what question you got for me today?
Well, I'm just trying to basically figure out how to stop making excuses and not be fearful of just tackling things. I'm not afraid of work.
Yeah.
It's just, I find life getting in the way and I'm making excuses.
Yeah.
I have, I write down these goals and then I get up in the morning and, I didn't sleep the night before, or, something's going on with the kids or the parents, So you end up getting pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
And not accomplishing the goals that you're looking to accomplish. And I really want to get better at getting above and pushing beyond.
Yeah. So tell me what your goals are.
To triple my business right now. That's
Okay.
pretty much what I want to be. I want to triple my business.
Does that involve like a number? Like you trying to get to a certain number? Or do you just say triple?
3 closings a month.
Okay. Okay, well, first off, right off the bat, I got two things. One is, when you make goals, to me, you can't control if a client is going to buy something or sell something. And furthermore, you can't control if you did put that property under contract, as representing the buyer or the seller, when that property is going to close. You have no control of all that, okay? So, to me, there's no need in making a goal that I want to close 3 properties a month, okay? Because you have no control over that. You basically, you can't predict or make anybody or control that situation of when that stuff's going to happen. So, when you set that goal to close 3 a month or, 100 a year or make 250 a year or whatever, really, you could be setting yourself up for a failure and in turn disappointing yourself. Okay? You follow me? Okay, because you can't control that stuff. So when I make a goal, I don't make a goal based on, I want to sell this many properties today, or I want to make this much money, or I'm going to sell this many properties, because I can't control how the market's going to go or what every client's going to do around every turn and twist of every emotional decision. Okay? But what I can control is what my daily actions are going to be. How many phone calls I'm going to make. How many people I'm going to talk to. Stuff of that nature, right? How many postcards I'm going to send, how many emails I'm going to do, how many open houses a month I'm going to do, stuff like that. Okay, so to me, you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment from the very beginning because you're setting like an unrealistic goal. Okay, you're thinking that magically that if you make this goal to sell 3 properties a month, that something's going to click because you made that goal, and then all of a sudden you're just going to start selling 3 properties a month. And then when that doesn't happen, then you're going to be disappointed. Okay, so I think that's the first problem is you need to rearrange your goal to be more action oriented around, I'm going to do this many calls, this many that, this many this every day, or I'm going to do this week or whatever around your actions instead of your results. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
So that's one thing. The other thing is the fact that you say you're letting life get in the way and you have all these other things going on and you stay up too late and all the other stuff that gets in the way. Well, here's the thing. You have to prioritize what's most important to you. If you're going to let certain things like that get in the way of your goal to sell 3 properties a month, then you got a problem. You have to prioritize. So you have to say, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to get up and I'm going to make my, 50 calls or 20 calls or 100 calls. Okay. And then I'm going to make my postcards for the month. I'm going to do my weekly email report on every Tuesday, and you have to get a system down where you prioritize your work stuff because the life stuff's always going to be there. The life stuff's not going away. But if you just let your life go by without doing the work stuff, then you're just stuck in this rut.
Exactly. Okay.
So you have to prioritize. You need to rearrange your goals based on your actions, not your results, because that's not working for you. And then you have to prioritize the activities that actually create closings.
It's interesting. The brokerage that I'm with really pushes the whole, the goals being oriented around the numbers. Mm-hmm. So I like that you kind of flip that, and it makes more sense. Thank you. Yeah, because and a lot of people do say make the goal to make this much money, make a goal to sell this many properties and stuff like that, but
to me, and I did it myself. See, I'm teaching you this through my experience of setting goals that were unrealistic and then not hitting the goals and then becoming very upset with myself that I didn't hit the goals that I set. And so I'm telling you this from experience that it's not the way to go. It doesn't work. You just set yourself up to be disappointing, and like you say, you reverse it, you flip that, you reverse engineer the actions you need to take to actually get where you want to be. And then you make your goals around, I'm going to do those things.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll step back and let someone else in and talk soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carol. That was awesome. Really good question. And I feel like that really gave a lot of value for everybody out there listening about how to actually arrange your goals to actually get what you want to get done instead of making unrealistic goals and then really having nothing behind it to get you there. It's all the stuff behind the goal that gets you there that's what matters. So why not let's make our goals around the stuff that matters, the stuff that actually gets you there, not being there, right? And also, you have to prioritize what you're doing every day. You have to wake up with purpose and prioritize what you're doing, or you're going to let your life go by and you're not going to accumulate the amount of relationships that you need in this business to get up to 50 deals a year, 100 deals a year, 100,000 a month, $1 million a year, 500,000 a year, right? So that was an exciting call. Thank you so much. Let's see. Okay. I'm letting my phone re-up, and hopefully I have somebody else with a phone number and a question. So today I went over the two most important things I learned from the very beginning of my career, which is you have to list to last, and that no doesn't mean no. It just means not right now. Okay? When you hear a no, that's all about the opportunity to actually build a relationship with that person that told you no. When you hear no, that's the opportunity that you have to capitalize on, is the no's. If you can't capitalize on the no's, then you're not going to have a very large business later. You may build, if you just capitalize on the yeses, then you're just going to kind of float through real estate with this 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year, 150,000 a year, but you'll never really break through to that 250, 500, 750 a year business. So when you get to the high levels of business, that's because you've accumulated so many relationships over the years that you've built it into this large business. It doesn't happen overnight. Everybody wants to sell 100 properties a year, but you don't just go from 0 to 100. You just don't. You do 10 your first year, 20 your second year, 30 your third year, 50, then 60, then you may do 40 one year, and then you do 70. You just kind of inch your way up over the years. You don't do 100 your second year. It just doesn't work like that. So I'm going to answer a few questions here that were typed in. Hey, Richard, why don't you message your comment with your phone number? Simran has a question for me. I'm going to call her in just 1 second. I'm going to read Richard's post. It's all about the process and pivoting to the process that provides the highest returns over time. The only thing is that you don't know if it's working straight away. That's true. That's real true. And in today's world, you have so many people trying to pull you in so many different directions about how to succeed in real estate. You got people saying for sale by owners or expireds or internet leads and all this stuff. Really, to be honest with you guys, all that stuff is for new agents. New agents do for sale by owners, expireds, internet leads, all that stuff. The real money is in circle prospecting. creating a relationship with owners for the rest of your life. Denise, I'm going to get to your question because I couldn't get your phone number, so I'm just going to do it on here, and then I'm going to call Simran. Denise says, do you add leads you're currently following up with on Facebook, or do you wait till they become clients? I try to put everybody on Facebook if I can, and really it's just to the point where it just has a mind of its own, and I just let them, like my page if they like it, and I don't really have time to track them down, you know what I mean? So, but yes, if I'm new and I have the time to actually try to find them and just put them in there, yes, I'm going to put them in Facebook. I'm going to add them to my audience that I can run ads to. I'm going to invite them to like my business page. I'm going to do all the above to try to make a connection with them so that they can start seeing it in real time, how hard of a worker I am, how much I'm posting, the stuff I'm posting, how low pressure I am, the fact that I'm just documenting what I'm doing and I'm not actually trying to sell them anything, and that I care about them. I care about them as a person, and I want them to know that I'm a great guy and that they can trust me, I'm dependable, and I'm their friend, and I just happen to be a real estate agent. So it's exciting stuff. I'm going to call Simran, get her on the show here.
Hi, Ricky.
Hey, Simran, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
I know we had a long talk before.
Yeah. Just to catch everybody up, I had a coaching call with Simran earlier today for about an hour. It went really well. We both got a lot of value out of each other, and it's just awesome to see brand new agents with the eagerness that they want to learn, and it just, that's what I'm here for, is to help people that want to learn. It's like you can't force people to learn stuff. They have to want to learn. So that's how Simran is. So what question do you have for me?
Yeah, so you mentioned in your previous call that we should have systems to prioritize things like when to follow up with which client. I was just wondering, what system do you use?
Like to what you're asking. So let me clarify the question. What you're saying is what system do I use to make sure that I'm following up with my prospects that I need to follow up with?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, guys, I'll be honest with you on this one. I am not that organized of an agent because because I'm so busy, and I always have been, that I'm just a little unorganized because I try to contact so many people and we go back and forth, and maybe I kind of lose contact with people, but then they're getting my weekly emails, so years later they come back to me and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, the way that I handle who I need to follow up with and when I need to follow up with them, I do it all by hand. I write it out. Okay, so I have a daily planner that I'll actually show you. Like here's my daily planner. I have a week. This represents a whole week. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, and I just make notes in here of when I need to contact people, showing appointments I have, stuff of that nature. Then on a scratch sheet of paper, I also write down notes of my most important prospects. What I got going on today, appointments I got, people I need to follow up with, buyers that I need to check in with, and stuff like that. So, in today's technology world, there's a lot of technology to help you stay organized and keep up with exactly when you need to contact people and stuff of that nature. But I don't use any of it just because, it's kind of like if it isn't broken, don't fix it. The system that I have in place, that I've had in place forever, which is handwrite out all my notes and stuff of that nature, works for me. And so I'm not going to do anything else because it's working. You may find that there's something out there that works for you better than writing it out by hand and carrying notebooks around and stuff like that. But that's just the way that I've always done it, and it works for me. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, and how often do you follow up with a call when you're making cold call, when you're doing cold calling? Like, how often do you call back with people?
Yeah, awesome question. I actually get this question a whole lot. What you're asking is when I'm cold calling and you're saying if I don't get a hold of them, when do I try to call them back again?
Yes, that, and if somebody says they might be interested next year, how often do you call them?
Okay, so it's two different situations. She's asking me what I do if I'm cold calling a bunch of people, random people, and I don't get a hold of them. How often do I try to call those people back? And then if I do talk to somebody and they say something like, I might be interested in selling in a year, how often do I call that person back? So let's go with the first guy first, is somebody that I didn't get a hold of. How often do I try to call that person and make contact with them? And I'll tell you, to be honest, I wait about a year, okay, about a whole year. And sometimes I never even call them back. I never even try to call them again. I have lists and lists and lists of phone numbers of buildings and subdivisions that I've called over the years that I tell myself I might call those one day, but it's been like 12 years and I still haven't called them for the second time. And I actually have lists and lists and lists of phone numbers that I've never even called that are condo owners in my area, and I just haven't had the time to call them. I have thousands of numbers I could call and thousands of numbers that I could call back that I never got a hold of. And my business and my way my brain works is I'm always moving forward. I never go back very often. Of course, if I have somebody that says they're interested in buying or selling something soon, yeah, I'm going to put them on a list and I'm going to call them, all the time and check on them and try to make that deal work. But if it's somebody that's not really interested or I can't get a hold of them, I just keep going. And I try to get their email address and put them on my weekly email distribution list for market information. And like we talked about in our call earlier, I just want to share it with everybody else. My whole philosophy with how to become a $1 million real estate agent is that normally when you meet a prospect, you're going to talk to the prospect either on the phone or in person. Maybe you talk to them once or twice if they're not interested in anything right now. Okay, so you're talking to them once or twice, and then that's it, right? You're not going to keep calling people back that aren't interested. So my philosophy is that when I get that opportunity to talk to them that first time and maybe even possibly a second time before we never talk ever again until they get ready to do a deal, that's my moment to capitalize, to show them how different of an agent I am and make such an impression on them that they never forget me. I try to break it across to them how much I care about them, how much what I'll do for them, that I'm here for the long run. I'm always going to be here no matter what. I'll take the shirt off my back for them. And I try to just really hammer it home of how different of an agent and great guy I am. And I just happen to be a real estate agent too. So I try my hardest to really hammer it home of how great I am for them and how much I really will do for them, honestly. And I make such an impression they never forget me. Then, because they're not interested, I get their email address, and then they get a weekly email from me forever. So 5 years from now, whenever they decide to do something, they've been getting an email every single week on the same day, so they know I'm dependable and hardworking. And then boom, they decide to call me when they're ready to do something. So that's my whole philosophy is I just move forward. Keep trying to find people to talk to and make that bond with, and then move on to the next one. See what you can do to help them and do everything you can for them. So that's how I handle people that I never talked to before. or that doesn't answer the phone the first time I call, I just keep going. If I talk to them, I try to make such an impression on them, they never forget me. They start getting my weekly report. And then if I'm cold calling people and they say, I might do something in a year, I'll probably call them back. I'll tell them, I'll ask them when's a good time for me to call them back, because every situation is different. You can't really say, oh, here's the golden rule. You need to call them once a month, because sometimes you'll call them back and they'll say, hey, I told you I was going to sell in a year. It's only been a month. Why are you calling me back? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is when you're talking to them and they say they want to sell later, have that conversation with them about when you guys should talk again. Say, hey, I'll just check on you every other month. Is that okay? Or, you me to give you a ring in about 5 months, or, you got to have the conversation with them and kind of have an agreement by mouth of when they feel like, you both of you kind of agree that it's a good time for you to get back with them. Right. And then write that down in your book. 5 months from now, 1 month from now, 2 months from now, I'm going to call this person back and check on them, see how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay,
yeah, everybody's different. So you just have to fill out the situation. I wish there was a secret recipe or a secret equation or the golden rule that everybody could follow, because if that were the case, everybody would be successful and nobody would be trying to figure out how to sell real estate. They would just do that golden rule and it will work every time. So real estate's such a unique business. It's so complex that you just have to get in there and begin the relationship and then see where it goes, and then just try to do the best you can do to help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. And if in a year from now they've decided to go with a different realtor other than you, be prepared for that. Be prepared for the fact that they might not go with you in a year. They might have had a better relationship with somebody else, and that's okay. Because here's the punchline. There are so many people out there that love Simran. You just don't know it yet. And it's your job to meet these people and let them know who you are, so that, once they meet you and figure out how you operate and you're so dependable and likable and hardworking and honest, once they realize all that, they'll never deal with another realtor ever again.
Right.
So it's your job to get out there and do that. If somebody chooses to use a different realtor, that's just because it's not your fault. That's just because their personality clicked a little better with a different realtor, and that's okay. Because what I'm saying is there's so many people out there that will click with your personality, it's just up to you to get out there and find them.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ricky.
Okay. We'll talk soon. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take care.
See ya. So I went on a little rant there, but I think it was a really good question, and it was something that I feel like everybody got something out of that one. So let me refresh my phone and see if we got anything else going on here. And by the way, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching, and I'm hoping that you're getting something out of this. I feel so fortunate to be able to sell real estate and share with realtors things that help me be successful. So I'm just blessed. I live on the beach. I'm selling real estate, and I'm helping agents across the world. Simran is from Canada, so it's agents all over the world that I'm reaching out to, and it's only going to get better and better. So all right, let me log into my Facebook here. Excuse me, guys. Let me log in here on my computer. Okay, let's see. Okay, Carol asked me about my second book. I see that. And yes, it's going to come out very soon. So we're real excited about that. I don't see any other phone numbers right now. So, let's see, let me get back here. Okay, I can see myself. All right, guys. So this has been an awesome show. Watch the replay if you didn't get to watch the whole thing, because there's some really good stuff in here. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me at any point if you have a question or you want to talk on the phone, anything of that nature. I'm open. I'm an open book. So you guys take care. We're going to do this again next week. Get your questions ready. Comment with your phone number, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have about my business, your business, or anything else you want to talk about. Just call up and we can chat. Whatever you want to talk about. So I enjoyed it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon.